now out on the starting grid.
There we are.
Everything
The
seems
Grand
ready.
Prix
It's always
of
difficult to predict
Portugal.
the results of a Moto3 race, but the
That one.
riders we're looking at right now
13th,
definitely seem to be some of the favourites.
9th.
Oh, fuck me, he's done better than the other one. This is it now, this is the comeback, and now your guy, who you just moaned about customising, is going to absolutely destroy everybody. Who's now 67. Which one am I? 40?
Number 67 and you're number 40. Right. Here we go then. Who is going to be able to get the
The
start?
lights are on, and when they're off,
And
they're
they're
off. That's
What
a
a start.
fucking flying start.
What a start by
Straight into
Domagoo.
5th, 4th. Let's go.
Started to start get up into P9.
9. Oh, let's go.
P4 though.
We have heard as well from the inside the Tissot boys are doing some frame upgrades.
Ooh. Some inside work.
Some inside knowledge there for you. Absolute fucking
Domagoo
flyer.
got away with a flyer here. Up into, oh, there's a big crash behind. Big crash behind.
I
The
didn't
Sack
see
wasn't
that.
involved.
Go for that.
There's a lot of riders down.
Gas then for the inside. He's going to be able to get the drive. He's not that safe on the brakes.
Sack keeps him off behind.
Absolute flyer. So it's Acosta by Garcia, by Binder, by Domagoo. Fanati, Masia, Foggia, Antonelli, and Andres. It's your top 10. Fanati's eyeing them up then. The two Husqvarnas.
The only two teams on Husqvarna in the whole grid.
True.
Battling here for 4th position.
67 and 55.
Switch him up.
And you've gone yellow as well, you see.
It's done something to it.
It must have. It's the colours and the number.
Shaky's number with Rossi's colours
Kind of.
equals OP there.
Performance.
Sack, whereabouts is he? What's the gap has he got? He's got a 1.6 second gap
Behind.
to in front.
So these guys are just absolutely off.
So it's going to be a battle.
But then if he
Domagoo
qualified less, I'm going to guess that Domagoo had an absolute
Yeah, here comes Fanati.
great
He's going to
qualifying.
pull out of the slipstream early though.
Yeah, it'll be on the inside line, won't he?
And
Yeah,
he's got him
through
already. As well, he's just there's 2 positions on
So
site.
you got him. Falling from 4th to 6th then, Antonelli now lining him up. But even if he drops these 2 positions and sits in 8th, that's still the best result the Tissot boys have got in the season.
I
So
can't tell if the Sack's been overtaken.
yeah, yes, because Ortega's just behind him.
Yeah, I'll take this in front of the other.
And Antonelli's
Antonelli's
looking up
gonna
the
be
inside.
looking.
He's going to
It's not.
mind.
Domagoo's later on the brakes. Manages to keep it in towards turn number 5.
Noticed over the last 2 races. What was that? I want you to turn up. Look. Over the last 2-3 races, Domagoo's always looked better on the corners, but looked atrocious on the start line. Long straights he can't do. Is that the bike or is that him?
That's the bike, because both of them do get done.
There's always the straights when they seem to struggle. And it's not a Husqvarna thing, because that makes it work. But then the other one doesn't, so is it Husqvarna? Do they just struggle on straights? Nobody knows.
Domagoo. He has dropped off a little bit from Masia. 3 down now. So go back onto the straight. I don't reckon he'll be able to catch that up during the straight.
No, you won't get them two.
And
Antonelli's going to slipstream him.
He hasn't really got the best launch of it out, but as they go in towards like the mid speeds, Antonelli is ahead.
Yeah. Still can't do it on the straights.
The Sack can though. Is he going to pull towards the inside?
Back wheel locked up then.
It's another drop now, down to 7th position.
Which again
Is the
may
best
knock his
result.
confidence a bit, but it is his best result, like you said. And I know the Tissots need a top 5 at some point. Sneeze.
strange strategy.
So they haven't actually got that far away from him though. See, they've caught back up again. Masia and Fanati seem to be a bit further away on the straights, but now they're right back up.
0.2, 2.6, 2.5, so that has dropped.
Yeah.
That has really dropped now.
Sack's still sat in 10th. Is he fending off Alcoba? Yeah.
Two between.
Well, all he needs to do is get on the back of Vartegas on the straight and launch it. That's all he needs to do. Wait till like the midpoint on the straight and just send it. That's all everyone else is doing. But again, it's still his best result if he finishes in 10th, I think, isn't it? Because 11th and 12th won it last time. So
Domagu now kind of isolated himself. 0.3 behind, 0.6 ahead.
Yeah,
Ahead's just going on the straight. Losing a lot.
he'll lose on the straights.
I'll take that though, the Sack's he's got him already. Can he get him on the outside? He can.
He can.
Sack's up, back up to P9.
I think he needs to just send it and then play very defensive towards the end, because
That's what he needs to do now. Play
long
defensive.
straights, these Kiss-Up boys just can't struggle. They struggle on straights. That's what that is.
They need more engine power. I've heard. They do struggle on the straights, and the engine power will help them. What do you know? Taking a massive look behind. I just realised we're separating both the Leo cars. Is that
The boys here.
is that the team we're battling with here?
There we go. Domagu's catching up.
He's kind of broke away a little bit, hasn't he, from Foggy?
Yeah, Foggy is a bit. I don't know if Foggy has dropped off or if Domagu's sped up a bit. I don't know.
It seems to be, as you said, through these flowing corners, the Tissarts seem to do really well. They seem to get the bike turned and get it out of the corners very well.
Yeah.
0.2 is the gap ahead now,
It's
with a 0.5 behind.
Something to do with maybe the late breaks. We've seen Domagu break later than everybody else and feel absolutely fine. So
Yeah, that's what it is.
maybe I don't know if it's a Domagu thing, just being very comfortable on the brakes.
Remember, look, Zach has a 0.5. He has a half a second lead. The guy behind.
Yeah, we're coming up to the straights now, and all of that progress just seems to go missing. Good, onto the straight. Can he make a difference? Will Foggia make that gap smaller?
The speed's ahead. Yeah, look, ahead's just going very slightly. But he managed.
It's gone from 0.3 to 0.4.
He managed to gain a little bit though.
The Sack's 1.8 seconds behind now, but Foggia isn't.
He's gained again. He's gained
gaining,
10th on the straight. The Sack has. So
Whatever he's doing.
final lap then.
Alcoba then was looking for a move up the inside of Artegas, but don't think he didn't
Managed
get
to
it.
Make it stick.
We can't obviously comment on the other ones.
We only have the two Tissot boys.
That's the important ones. Our team, we're not
Sack
biased at all.
He's pushing. He's managed to claw it down a little bit, by about half a temp, but going down that hill, down into that braking zone, he was a little bit wobbly. So pushing it, maybe left it a little bit too late.
Left it way too late. We're on the final lap. Needed to do this 2 laps ago. But
It's still very
very
solid
solid results for the Tissot boys. This is best results for both of them. So
Best results for the team.
Domagu almost seemed a little bit too scared at Doha to do anything. I think maybe he was just getting comfortable, learning.
Or it might have just been the really long straights. He
Possibly,
may have
yeah.
lost out
Not
from
as many flows.
Does seem to just
Foggia's getting closer and closer.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Gap seems to be shrinking a little bit now as we go down towards the final corner, but is 0.4 of a second big enough for him to keep his lead?
Very, very close
Keep
to the
his
lines
P7.
then.
Coming up the straight, it is a big enough gap. He
I
will
think
not
he'll
be
be
able
safe.
to take him. Best result
Best
for
results.
the team. Domagu taking home P7 and the Sack a solid P9.
The team could be happy with that. Yeah, the Sack's happy with that.
stars
Very
of this
happy.
thrilling race are finishing
There's
their
a P7
cool-down
and a
lap, so
P9 for
let's
the
take
team.
151
advantage of
fastest
this
lap, so
moment.
even though
Take
Domergue
a
was
look
ahead,
at the Moto3
his
final
fastest
results.
result was still slower than Desac's.
Sack went on the charge, but just a little bit too late.
Left it too late.
Did bring the gap down
He
to
did
1.6.
seem very quick at the end compared to
See, Domergue had the late race pace in race 1 at Doha, which obviously was
again dropped a spot back from where he qualified.
both of them. Both of them?
Is it the qualifying curse? No, because didn't Desac was he in like 12?
Might have been 12.
I think he was in 12.
So what we really need is a pole position. Desac back up
15
ninth in the
points.
championship. Domergue has moved up
6
6
places.
positions.
11 points.
Inside the team standings, we've moved up to 7th.
26 points. Let's go. The boys.
I think the team could be happy with that.
I'm happy with that.